Rumour Control. This is Rumour Control. We're here to take a look at another rumour with respect to Disney. This comes to us from WDW Pro, friend of the channel, been on his stream, The Pro Show. A pretty decent source, not bad by any stretch of the imagination. And a lot of this stuff I can believe. And I quote, "Disney culture won't change because employees are silenced. Executives think they are too big to fail, and companies suffered a massive brain drain." I can believe all of that, that's for sure. So let's take a look, right? So new rumour claims that Walt Disney Company will not see their fortunes change anytime soon, as the company has instituted a culture of silence, preventing employees from calling out bad story ideas, and they've significantly lost a lot of talent, and executives think that the company is too big to fail. And it's often the question we ask ourselves here on this channel when they release something. You go, did someone not say? You know, out of all of the committee meetings, all of the executives, every single line of process, did one person not sit there and go, guys, this is a really bad idea? Well, there you go. Apparently, the executives have chucked in essentially a culture of going, no, we do not speak out. It's a yes, yes, yes. So, yeah, I can believe it. Now, WDW Pro read an email from one of his sources and noted that the information provided by this source was corroborated by two other anonymous sources. He noted that the source particularly is very, very highly connected inside the industry. Very high. And he stated the following. Disney is in trouble because sports and parks can no longer finance the losses being incurred elsewhere. Disney Plus, which is about 14 billion and some change down the pan in debt. $14 billion plus in debt. It's a lot of money. All the studios, their studios specifically, Disney has been losing money. Pixar's lost money this year. Lucasfilm's lost money this year. Lost licensing revenue. So the licensing revenue is in reference to Disney Plus. So Disney used to sell off products, basically. They'd sell the license to something. Their shows, their movies, whatever, and they'd get money for it. Now that's stopped because they put everything on Disney Plus. But it's not just that either. You know, you're looking at things, toys, merchandising lines, everything like that. ESPN went woke and the parks are now down. So there's no backstop for all the ailing divisions and the totally off-the-rails spending. It's a freefall. Now, the parks are actually down. They're kind of up but kind of down, if that makes sense. So attendance is quite low, especially boots on the ground. You look at it and you're like, wow, yeah, this is pretty bad. And their spending is off the rails. I mean, recently it was revealed that Acolyte is somewhere like a budget of like $200 million or something like that. Like, what are you doing? That's a TV show. You spent $200 million on a TV show. That's insane. So, all for a show that won't make any money. Like, it physically can't make money because it's being released on a platform with a limited subscriber base. Bizarre. Which is already in debt, remember? So, why would you spend $200 million on it? So, after noting Disney's cruise line division is also losing money, WDW Pro said, again, you think that they would rapidly cut back on the damaging stuff, make peace with Florida, but that's not really happening and it's unlikely to change. The people that I know tell me that so much of the rank and file are totally oblivious to the impact the agenda and other DEI stuff has had. It's everything except that's causing the downfall, according to those people who work at the highest levels of Disney. Just burying their heads in the sand. We see this from every company. So the source in the email said, a research subcontractor I know spoke to some brand people over at Disney, and the problem here is that you can't say out loud the drain has come in part because of the DEI, the agenda, the woke stuff that the company has done. You're not allowed to say it. And if you say it, you will be let go, you'll be silenced, you will be punished, you'll be ostracized and put to the side. And if you can't openly talk about the real problems, how can you hope to fix them? So, yeah. The board is a problem, Iger is a problem, key division heads are a problem, the source declared. We all know this stuff. So yeah, and then WDW Pro said, those geeks and gamers guys are funny when they fly off the handle about Kathleen Kennedy still having her job and perhaps having some dirt on half of Hollywood, but even if they promote her out of Lucasfilm, by now she's wrecked everything under her purview. She's wrecked everything, Acolyte, Rey movies, what? All they have is a thin stand of Filoni Star Wars, and if the upcoming shows fail, their plan B after Rey is done. So the email said further, you know something, it's not just management and creatives ideation, oh no no no. They've actually lost a lot of technical and creative story ability. Forget the woke for a moment, The Little Mermaid was dark, badly edited, poorly paced, awful music. They've lost key Imagineers, broken key links to past talent in regards to the brain drain is real. And that makes sense as well. So John Lasseter, you know, the guy who basically made Pixar what it is, gone. All because he liked to hug people. It's just pathetic. And now he's over at Skydance. He's working with Skydance, if I remember rightly, their animation division, and going to be making loads of money. What I mean is, even if they wanted to tell a good story, one that fails its standalone DEI test, I don't know if they could actually make it properly and for a reasonable cost. If you really want to see core Disney wreckage, don't look to Lucasfilm or Marvel. Instead, sit back and feast your eyes on the recent Pinocchio, Peter Pan, and Little Mermaid. Then watch the 3 originals, and remember, you are not allowed to say what is causing these properties to fail inside. That is where free speech goes to die. And this is true. I mean, you know, even if you, I mean, Peter Pan specifically, dark, dour, bizarre interpretation. Really, really bizarre. Little Mermaid, dark, dour. Why did you think that was going to sell? It's not bright. You're in the Caribbean. Come on, make it bright and, you know, vibrant colours, etc. Terrible. Awful. So WDW also shared information he received from another source explaining why Disney thinks that they do not need to change their behaviour. He said the following: the boycott avoidance of Bud Light in a consumer backlash movement is based on the fact that the product itself is indistinguishable from its main competitors, Miller Lite, Coors Light, in blinds, and are all available at the same distribution points, virtually side by side at retail with similar identical prices under normal circumstances. In other words, avoiding that beverage that's under fire is very easy because there is very little inconvenience to the light beer consumer. That's right, because the light beer consumer can quench their vaginal thirst elsewhere, because the light beer consumer might as well be women. It's a joke, light beer sucks, that's all I'm trying to say, calm down. Disney, on the other hand, avoiding Disney is a major inconvenience, and so perhaps the folks at the Walt Disney Company assume consumers would be too burdened by trying to boycott them, and therefore they're not worried about it. I mean, yes and no, but yeah. Oh dear, oh dear. And we've even had people like this. A conservative Disney employee says it's gotten very hard to be someone with conservative values working with Disney in front of the Disney HQ in Burbank. That's what they said there as well. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I can believe all of this stuff. It might be rumour, but I can believe all of this stuff. And I think people are switching off from Disney. But it's fascinating stuff to see. I mean, God, this is a meme and a half, isn't it? Look at this. Dear, oh dear. Oh, God. Anyway, what do you guys think? I'd love to hear it. So, Disney. Not going to change anytime soon. They are just on a fast track to death. Maybe that's good. Too big to fail, though? Meh. I disagree. Harder, you know, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, as they say. So let me know what you think down below. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.